Hello and welcome!
Perfect intro there.
We're not cutting that out, by the way. Okay, so hello.
Have you met us? Do you really think we can cut that shit out? No.
Hello, welcome to another Cringe O'Clock Discord discussion.
This time we got a better setup because we're recording it a different way. So this shit'll probably actually work now.
So just like last time, we were discussing FNAF, because just like last time, there's been news stuff.
There's been a great deal of new stuff that's concerningly terrifying.
Okay, so I had a whole script in case I had to do this video on my own, and I kind of already know how it's laid out. But
yeah,
so
I had that because I've been not purposely putting this off, but I've had literally every inconvenient thing pop up while we were trying to do this. But now we're finally here.
At like midnight, Jesus.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty normal for us.
It's midnight.
I'm fucking nocturnal is bat, correct?
Nocturnal is awake at night, sleeping in the day.
Yeah, I'm fucking nocturnal.
Yeah, so it's midnight, it's FNAF time. And
are we gonna survive? Comment down below. Fucking kill me.
This is not an Eric and Craig video.
God.
So if any of you have been following any of our channels for like, I don't know, a year,
yeah,
you would have known that ever since December of 2020, I noticed that the FNAF 4 kid, or Evan, has not come back literally at all, despite being part of the Immortal family.
Yeah, so there's obviously something a little off there.
So basically, I'm just giving y'all a refresher for like the new people here. But so basically I put together a theory that this was like an intentional thing Scott did so he could like be like JQs and bring him back in Security Breach. And like, to anyone that would seem crazy, that was until Scott made Fury's Rage, which had a secret boss designed after Evan's little secret box.
Because that was we made another video on that. If you didn't check it out,
yeah, that was the last.
Check that out.
That was the last discussion video we did.
I'm sure it'll be linked somewhere. But yeah, because I remember we were talking about, like, before we made that video, we were like, so maybe, because like we really hope this kid comes back, but like it's not guaranteed. And we kind of lost hope, I feel like, for a little bit. And then that motherfucking secret boss came out, and they're like, well.
Yeah,
all right, then.
The poltergeist designed around Evan's box. It even had Evan's, like, medical shit in his brain.
Scott knows what the fuck he did.
The plot twist, he saw my theory and is just teasing me.
Oh,
I'm
Scott, Scott, if you're listening, is it because I sent it to you? Because I know I did. I sent that. I said it on Zach's channel because he made a video talking about his basically everything you need to know before Security Breach. I spammed that motherfucker to everyone. Literally, there was over like 200 people that I had to just get rid of because it was all my Instagram DMs. Most people have them open. I sent it to celebrities that probably don't even know what the hell FNAF is.
Yeah. You want to tell them the celebrity you actually did send it to and responded?
Oh, you talk about Damien?
Yep.
So, I don't like to flex on anything because I'm pretty fucking a sad human being. But like, there's one thing where I like to flex of, because I am good friends with an actual celebrity who is also an actor in my most favorite horror movie, literally ever, The Strangers Prey at Night, and that is Damien Maffei. He plays the Man in the Mask. So real quick, like, catching up on how the fuck that even is possible real quick. On Instagram, I made like a couple of different variations of the Man in the mask from that movie. He liked it, said it was cool, and I said, thanks, I'm a huge fan. I got a notification about an hour later. Damien Maffei has followed you on Instagram, and I'm like, huh, I shit my fucking pants, respectively. And then I told him, like, you didn't have to do that, and I'm like really grateful. Like, one thing led to another. Like, we actually talk on a fairly regular basis. Like, I would consider him a friend. He's like, he's given me info that I don't know if other people have. I'm not gonna say what it is.
Yeah,
obviously,
definitely don't do that.
But like, I just thought it was really cool, and like, I really don't think he knew what FNAF was. Like, and you can't really blame someone for not knowing what it is, because like, he's like an actual actor. He was just in that new,
yeah, like this guy like has like things that occupy his time. He probably doesn't.
He was just in that new Wrong Turn movie that I don't know how it did. I enjoyed it, but that was like a hyped up movie, and he was like one of the main antagonists. Is bad guy, right?
Yeah.
I swear I'm not that dumb, but yeah, he's one of the main antagonists. And it's just like, it's just very baffling to me that I'm friends with a celebrity like that. But anyways, back to the point at hand.
Wait, you said you said he liked the recap video though, right?
Yeah, he did. He said it was really interesting, and like the majority of everyone else, he really liked the art style.
I don't know.
The thing about that video is it's really funny to watch, so you want to keep watching, but it's also just straight up informative. It tells you everything.
I explained the FNAF lore in like great detail. I did genuine research for the thing, but the graphics are like by a 3-year-old.
Yeah, and like, yeah, I also spam the video because like Zach's my best friend, but also it's just a genuinely informative video. And like, if you don't want to like, I don't know, watch anyone play all the games, or you don't want to play it yourself. I don't know. If you don't want to play it yourself, then I don't know why you're that interested. But either way, watch that video. It did a great job explaining what the hell it was.
Yeah.
And I assume you're still going to do a sequel.
Yep.
I'll go and say this here. If this is incorrect, we'll just cut it out. But like we had said, like, because we're getting a new computer, so we're going to hopefully be playing Security Breach for the channel. So hopefully have that to look forward to. Hopefully we could gain a little bit of popularity from that.
Okay, but so I put together oh snap, I still got paint on me. So
from what?
I was painting.
Oh shit, you know what? Fair enough. You got me there.
So yeah, I put together a theory that Evan was coming back, and then Scott released like the Poltergeist Secret Boss and Fury's Rage, and that only confirmed what I thought I predicted. So this brings us to now, where one of the latest things is tentacles appearing on Security Breach TV.
Yeah, so basically, I'm gonna we'll link down the website that has these updates. So basically, there is the website for Security Breach. Hold on. Oh fuck. Anyways, there's a website for Security Breach that like also has given like hints on stuff. Because right now there is a cartoon. It's very Scooby-Doo-esque. The cartoon is cool, but the most important part is there are 2 episodes so far. We've gotten 2. There's like, they know what they're doing because we've gotten teased at like animatronics and shit, especially in the 2nd episode, which we'll talk about here shortly. But like, I'm not taking any credit for discovering this because I just saw other people like in my recommended. I just went ahead and told Zach in case he didn't know. But like on the TV screen on that website, there are faint tentacles going across the screen. We should probably like put up a video of like what we're talking about, which I assume Julie probably did.
I'll probably rip some footage from like another news guy, but like, so basically, if you don't know, if you just kind of like wait around and sit there on Security Breach TV, shadows of tentacles will kind of like start sweeping across the static briefly. And now YouTube would suggest that this isn't a thing people are really talking about, but apparently it's such a big deal that people are like making fake leaks.
Yeah, and here's the thing: while we're basically making the video, is because I've watched a lot of people say this. I don't think I've really seen anyone bring up what we're about to bring up because it connects to Evan,
Yeah.
and that is okay. So, viewer, dear viewer, think what animatronic has the closest thing to tentacles?
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's like, just like he said, there is a solution here, but it's not what a lot of people think. When a lot of people saw the tentacles, including myself kind of initially, a lot of people like instantly jumped to the assumption that there's going to be like some form of like squid animatronic or like some freaking like thing that's basically just a bunch of tentacles strapped to a metal pole walking
Yeah,
around.
you
But
never know with this fucking Pizzaplex, but our theory is a bit
but
more realistic, I'd say.
but here's the thing. It only took me like 5 minutes to think outside the box, or rather think inside the box. The secret box. Because guess what? There's an animatronic that already has tentacles, and that's Nightmarion.
And what is Nightmarion from? FNAF 4.
Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of like if you think about it, like there was the box teaser and then there was tentacles. It's like, so like, yeah, Nightmarion, it seems like a winner. But here's the thing, a lot of like hardcore FNAF fans that take it a bit too seriously are gonna be like why would Scott do that? Why would Scott use Nightmarion? It's like he said Nightmarion was not canon to FNAF 4. It's like, yeah, just give me a second, will ya? All right, calm your pants. Now then, so yes, Nightmarion was said to not be canon to FNAF 4, which is true because the puppet was not built at that time. Which, side note, by the way, fan artist means Evan is older than Charlie. Get a clue.
For God's sake, yeah.
Evan is older than pretty much all 6 missing children, I'm fairly certain. And Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Okay, but back on track. Nightmarion was not canon to FNAF 4 because the puppet didn't exist at that time, but what Nightmarion did appear in, and what introduced I'm pretty sure her tentacles in the first place, was the simulation made by circuit boards that was featured in Help Wanted. Granted, she had no goddamn logical explanation for being in it, but she was in it.
Yeah, that is true.
And I say she because like even though has the voice of like a chronic smoker, she is a reflection / counterpart to the puppet, and also just come on, look at the puppet.
Yeah. Also, if the internet's anything to go by.
All right, we're not gonna continue that conversation.
For God's sake, no.
Okay, so we've had teasers that are like Evan's box, tentacles. Like I'm fairly certain that Nightmarion and Evan himself, quite possibly, are gonna be playing like the role of the third party here in Security Breach. Like, because obviously you have Vanessa and Gregory, and then you have like Vanny and Glitchtrap. So like, but I think they're going to be playing the role of like the third party.
Yeah.
And if Evan wants anything, it's probably to get his box back, because Glitchtrap probably stole it to use the nightmares to become the demon bunny thing from the books.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, I made a whole video on just the arm teaser. And it was very nightmare-like.
You lost your shit over that. I remember when I like reacted to the trailer. I was like, "Oh, Zach's gonna lose his shit over this."
Anyway, so yeah, generally speaking, like this is my theory of what's gonna happen in Security Breach. I think Nightmarion and Evan are gonna play like a major role. I don't know if she's like I don't know if she's like working under him as like a reflection to Vanny working under Glitchtrap, or if his like spirit is like directly possessing her, and that's why her voice sounds like a smoker. But
Yeah.
but either way, I have a funny feeling that Nightmarian is going to show up in a physical form, the first nightmare to do so, and that Evan is going to be in some way commanding or controlling her actions, and her sole purpose is to like keep tabs on William slash Glitchtrap, and like if he steps too far,
Yeah. It's definitely not gonna end well.
someone's dying in this game.
Oh, 100%. Something I'm also just hoping in general is that, and it's something we've never really seen with FNAF like in detail. Also, since this game is free roam, I'm hoping we see gore. Is that too much to ask for? I want gore in like an official FNAF game. I want, like, you know what I'm getting at here? Because like
Yeah.
the FNAF story is not even remotely okay. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
So
So
same thing can be said with the movie. This is something I just wanted to bring up real quick. I know they're gonna try to PG-13 the shit out of it to get like more people to see it, but like, if you want to be true to the franchise, make that shit R. Make that shit gruesome as hell. Anyways, back to the topic at hand.
Anyway, so I know now here's another thing I know a lot of people are gonna bring up, and that's something that Matt Pat kind of went over that I did like a reaction video to, believe it or not.
Yeah.
That's the theory that like Evan is kind of like an amnesiac stuck in Golden Freddy, hinted by the logbook. I'm like, that's cool, but like another thing people generally think, like, I don't think he was like forever stuck like that, even if he was like that at all. I
Mhm.
think I think over time he remembered like what happened, like, and like I'm pretty sure his power grew, cuz a character that is relevant but has no explanation for it at all, kind of like Evan actually, is Shadow Freddy.
That's true.
Shadow Freddy is the one that kind of kicked off William's death, and I imagine someone like Evan would be a person to desire such a thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a feeling Evan is like, if he's not somehow both of the shadows at the same time, he's at the very least Shadow Freddy.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that's kind of like a basic theory to go by, but like, I think it's legit.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, cause like, here's the thing, it's like, a lot of people don't like think about how much like, kind of like, I'm pretty certain, like, at this point that Evan has some form of, like, bipolar, because, like, on one hand, yeah, like, on the surface, he acts, like, scared and, like, cries all the time and kind of, like, collapses a lot, but at the same
Yeah.
time, there's a lot of other stuff that he does that, like,
Yeah.
implies that he has, like, he's so fucking weird.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's the thing, even though, like, seeing a guy in a costume causes him to collapse under a table, but like when he's facing his schizophrenic nightmares in the face, he walks up to them without hesitation and shuts the door in their face.
Bruh, there are people like in real life that would be like, "Oh, I could do that." No, you'd fucking shit your pants doing that shit.
Yeah, there are like adults who couldn't do what the kid has the guts to do.
Like hell no.
He also seems to be very protective about that box.
Yeah.
Cause like no matter what happens, no one can open it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's becoming a lot more relevant, and it has like his medical stuff in it. And also like again, this is a point I keep bringing up, but the nightmare showing up in other places besides FNAF 4, despite that not making sense. There is no logical explanation for any form of nightmares to be present in like the VR game made from the circuit boards, because what circuit boards were there?
Yeah.
What kind of memory was there? I am convinced that the reason Nightmarion and Nightmare Fredbear were in the thing was because like Evan's soul followed it, and like for all we know, Scott could pull the biggest like 180 on us and reveal that Glitch Trap is actually Evan and not William.
Oh my fucking god. Oh, that would fuck with so many people. God, that would be 180 for sure.
Another plot.
Turns out we've been seeing them this whole time.
Another plot twist that I think would be interesting, but I know damn well Scott wouldn't do, is if Cassidy was like related to the Aftons by blood.
Yeah.
Just to like add a bit more personal thing to her grudge, because if you throw away if she's not like related to the Aftons and therefore isn't feeling like any personal thing of it, it's like she's just a kid who randomly decided to hold more of a grudge than the others.
Yeah, which there are definitely people that are like that. But still.
But the main thing we were talking about here is I think that Nightmarion and Evan are going to be playing a role in Security Breach because of the teasers involving tentacles and the box.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people think the tentacles might be a new thing, and like I give it like 80% chance I'm right and like 20% chance it's a new thing. And if it's a new thing, I'm willing to bet the tentacles belong to like the human face looking fucker that was in the glitch frame of the first cartoon.
Yeah, go and pull up an image of that right now. What the fuck is that? Like, oh fuck no. You just see this nice old classic cartoon, then all of a sudden, oh my god!
The glitch frame in the second cartoon was just Montgomery, which, whatever. But like, we don't.
Well, something I want to say about that real quick is we're seeing an. Okay, go ahead.
Because like, here's the thing. Like, the glitch frame in the second cartoon was like just Montgomery, but that's because there was something else that we're gonna get into a little bit here. But there was like. The first cartoon had a glitch of like a human-looking thing, but it was like still clearly a robot.
Yeah, it was in that uncanny valley, not quite a human.
Like I don't know. I don't think it's even good enough to like trigger uncanny valley fight or flight. I think it's just like a very poor man's attempt at making a robot look human.
Yeah. Well, fun fact for all you out there, like, I have a not in Five Nights at Freddy's because it's a game. Don't get me wrong, Five Nights at Freddy's scares the fucking shit out of me. Animatronics in real life really creep me the hell out, like genuinely a lot. Like, I remember going to Chuck E. Cheese as a kid, and I was like, "Oh god, this is terrifying." Like, animatronics in real life just, like, really creep me out. It's like people with mannequins. Like, it's just that thing where it's just like, it's not alive, but it's still moving. I don't like it.
I mean, the thing, I think what creeps people out with animatronics is that, like, they still have, like, a human shape. Because the thing is, like, cars are not alive, but they still move.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Well, before I even knew what Five Nights at Freddy's was, like, back when I was, like, I want to say, like, 8 or 9, I went to Chuck E. Cheese. Well, it definitely wasn't for the first time, but for the first time that I can remember when I was younger, I went to Chuck E. Cheese, like, back when they still had, like, all the animatronics up there. Now they really only have the one, which just is Chuck E. Cheese. But, like, anyways... Like, there was, like, the animatronics and everything. And then I saw someone wearing a suit, and I genuinely remember screaming at the top of my lungs because I thought he was coming to kill me, and he wasn't even anywhere near me. I just saw them walking somewhere that wasn't on stage, and in my mind, I'm just like, oh, they can't hurt me as long as they're up there. And I'm like, oh my god, now he's not up there. And it was just like, ugh, don't like it.
Yeah, but I genuinely think there might be. This is kind of like a weird territory that I didn't want to go into, but this is another kind of passing thought I had. Definitely not saying this is what's gonna happen, but I do have like a kind of thought.
I'm scared to hear what it is after you had to specify that first.
Okay, so we all know that like the logbook implies that Evan was kind of like amnesic after his death, but like there's also things that imply that like he has bipolar and he has like this alternate like very bold and very like genuinely creepy personality. Like if he was in like that second mindset and you saw what he was doing, you probably wouldn't want to go near him.
Yeah.
But I think like if he did come back, I think he might have a bit of like a split thing going on.
Yeah.
I think that cowardly personality might have like the amnesia and is like a spirit, and like it's separated from his body. Meanwhile, that bold and creepy and weird personality is controlling his body.
Yeah.
And like that personality, that one is like still walking around as a person and is still doing weird things.
Yeah. It's very unsettling.
So I'm definitely not saying there's going to be two Evans abound to like fuse back together to form a whole person, but it's definitely a passing thought that I've had.
With FNAF, I don't think you can rule out anything in its entirety.
Well, no, because Into the Pit is a thing. It's about time travel and a literal demon from hell.
Yeah.
which gets hung up in Stringnet.
There are things that are extremely unlikely, but with FNAF, it's not impossible.
Yeah.
God, Spring Bonnie is just straight up terrifying because he's a fucking demon.
Anyway, there was another thing that got teased relatively recently, and by that I mean the day I'm recording this.
It was in the last 24 hours.
And
it was the thing that was at the very end of the second episode of the cartoon.
Yeah, and you know, now that it happened, I'm actually glad that this video got delayed as much as it did.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so we're just gonna. Everyone's probably freaking seen it at this point. It's the whole thing where like, it's like everyone knows about like the Sun and Moon animatronic.
Yeah.
People thought there were like two of them, but then like the whole thing at the end of this cartoon happened where it looks like it's actually like it kind of like well, here I'm gonna show you people with a piss poor example. I was going through my old closet and I found something that actually works as a metaphor.
Ah, great.
This stupid soda bottle's on my desk. This is a stupid. Oh god, what is happening?
Hell.
That's gonna be censored so that no one sees the chat log that we have.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I have this stupid $2 black and brown reversible belt. Basically, this animatronic works like that.
It's reversible.
Yeah, so basically the animatronic, like, the sun's spines can, like, retract in and out, and, like, the face can, like, shift colors to look like the sun and the moon, is what people are thinking now.
Yeah.
And, after seeing this clip and discussing it, I came up with two ideas of how this animatronic might work in Security Breach. One a bit more likely than the other. So I'm gonna start with the first one. I'm gonna start
All
like
right.
the first one I'm gonna start with is the one that's kind of like less likely.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's just my brain doing a big monk, but I don't remember the sun having like the exact same facial structure as the moon guy.
Yeah.
So I came up with an idea that there might be a sun guy, but the moon guy might also be able to make himself look like the sun person.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like, if you're looking at them from like a distance, you have to like tell if it's the real or the fake before you go over there.
Dare I say there's an imposter among us?
Stop! You violated the law.
And,
I deserve the death penalty after that.
and now I have brain tumors.
Bruh, same.
Anyway,
Anyways.
Anyway, the second idea I had, which is a lot more likely in playing into the idea that it's actually just one animatronic that can go reverso.
Mhm.
Um, so I came up with the idea because like everyone kind of knows how Security Breach is supposed to be. You're like Gregory, you're walking around, maybe you got a flashlight with you, and you have to like hide from the animatronics that are roaming around because if they see you, they're gonna go after you.
Yeah.
Well, if people remember from the PlayStation demonstration, Moondrop was shown coming out of a slide, which means that some bitch is nimble, and
Mm-hmm.
that means he can probably get into places that none of the other Glamrocks can.
Also, going with that is in the kitchen of the very first teaser, we saw them up on the high racks of the kitchen. So
That is true. So this motherfucker is nimble. He can get into
yeah,
he can get into places that probably no one else can.
we definitely haven't seen something like this in a FNAF, like official FNAF game. So it's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, this guy is stalking you. This guy is stalking you worse than Nemesis in Resident Evil 3.
Oh god.
But basically,
Horrible flashbacks.
but basically, um, with Moondrop being nimble,
Mhm.
that means he can probably search hiding places that Gregory can use where none of the other like main four Glamrocks can get to. Now, granted, this means you're gonna need another way to deter him,
Mm-hmm.
like get him to bugger off. And I think I figured out how he's gonna work. And given that he's the whole sun and moon thing, and that he switches by like turning his head in a clockwise fashion,
Mm-hmm.
um, clockwise, not the direction, as in like a clock. But he turns his head and like it switches between the sun and the moon. I think Gregory's going to be carrying a flashlight, and I think in order to get Moondrop to bugger off, you have to like shine him in the face with the flashlight because he's light sensitive, and by shining his face, his like head slowly turns from moon to sun, and if you can get him to go all the way to sun, he'll like stop hunting you and he'll like bug off.
It is a very good theory.
I think because like here's the thing, because like if he's nimble where he can like fit into a slide and on top of some kitchen counters, that means he can get into places where like Gregory probably can, and like people like Montgomery can't.
Yeah.
So that means you're gonna need another way to deter him, and this is what I came up with. And the reason I think this is genuinely plausible is because something Scott has done ever since FNAF 2 is make animatronics that specifically counter other animatronic weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, similar to how the puppet exists just so you don't. Similar to how, like, Foxy and the puppet exist so you don't just sit there with a mask on 24/7. I think the reason Moondrop exists is to search hiding places so that you can't just, like, go into hiding place after hiding place without, like, any form of risk. And like, you need to use, like, the flashlight to deter him, like I said, because that would give you a way to the others that are walking around.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think like game balance wise, this is what the mechanic.
I think that would definitely work really well, to be honest.
Because like another thing is that it's like it's a sun and moon animatronic. If it's not light sensitive, that's just bullshit.
Yeah.
But I definitely think, like, regardless of how Moondrop works specifically, we know damn well his thing is that he's nimble and can get into places no one else probably can.
Yeah.
Because, like, he can fit in a slide, he can climb up kitchen counters, and none of the others are
Well, yeah, and those bastards can jump too. Because there was the one like quick scene in the trailer where Sunrise was just straight up jumping.
Yeah.
Just like that. They're definitely flexible.
Yeah.
Like
they're flexible.
I feel like it's going to be a lot harder to hide from them because they can get places.
Flexible, nimble, agile, all the O's, okay?
I'm sure they'll be fast too.
I think speed is Roxanne's thing because there was the bit where Gregory turned and she was like bolting at him at like Usain Bolt.
that was genuinely pretty terrifying.
It's like, you want to talk about another thing that's been like we've been discussing kind of mildly?
What was it?
That's the relations these characters might have to each other.
Sure.
So I think we've talked about this before, but it's still something that like you've mentioned. Don't mind me, people. I'm just looking around my desk because I realized I need to find something later. But
yeah, we have mentioned this in the last one, so we can briefly touch on this.
So, you have like the little theory that Vanny, Miss Bunny Killer over here, Stabby, is could possibly be Gregory's mother.
Yeah, and my reason being, again, it's a theory, so not for sure the truth, because like I was thinking, because what if Gregory, because like obviously this bitch she's got a knife, she's not a safe person, but like what if he's like already running from her? Because like say there'd be a scene where Gregory saw Vanny without her mask on and it turned out to be his mother. Like, how's that kid gonna feel about that? He's definitely gonna keep trying to run away. And then there was just the audio in the teaser where it's just like, Gregory, your friends are worried about you. I don't know. They had a very motherly feel to it. She was like, I don't know. It's just a theory I had in my head.
Yeah, and then I had a passing thought because Evan, believe it or not, Evan was definitely born like around like 1974 or something like that. He was born in like the 70s, which makes him a Gen X, by the way. Fun fact for all you people. And another fun fact: William is a boomer.
Yeah.
Like by definition.
Yeah. True.
Okay, but Evan was born in like the 70s, and like if you think about it, because like Security Breach has to be taking place by like the 2030s or something.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they got like the robots that were like staff. Well, that's a thing now in Japan, but this shit is way more like future tech.
Well, also that just by basic math, because FNAF 3 by default takes place 30 years after FNAF 1, which was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Just so mathematically speaking, it's got to be taking place in like the 2030s, the 2040s, heck, maybe even the 2050s if we're pushing it. But like,
it's all fun and games until in a few years we get an ad that a place called Freddy Fazbear's Pizzaplex is being built in our location. God, be terrifying. See, if they made like a real like life like Freddy Fazbear's Pizza like inspired by like just like the pizzeria, you know there's gonna be some twisted fuck that's actually gonna kill a kid just so they can make the game real. And only that reason in particular.
Well, you also know that if they make it real, they're actually not gonna have Freddy Fazbear levels of security.
No, absolutely not.
Anyway,
Also, that place would be shut down extremely quickly.
anyway,
Real quick, the only realistic thing I feel like we could get like a real like why the fuck is my mind drawn to
a haunted
Fazbear's
house.
Fright? Fazbear's Fright.
Yeah,
Good
a haunted
God.
house.
Yeah. Fucking gosh, I'm tired.
Anyway, so here's the thing. We're talking like 2030s, 2040s. If you do the math, because like Evan was probably like 9 or 10 when he got bit, maybe 8 or something.
Yeah.
Because like
Definitely no older than 10.
the kid was able to like walk and think on his own. Like people left him alone in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like he was like free to walk around on his own outside.
Yeah.
And like if you live in a trusted neighborhood, like I guess fair, but like come on. But also
Still seems like a bad idea regardless of where you live.
so technically speaking, by the time FNAF 1 happened, he should have been like 20. And then if you add the 30 years to FNAF 3, he would have been like 50 by that point, and then the years just keep adding up. So like Evan is probably like pushing his 70s by the time that a security breach is taking place.
Yeah, 100%.
And the thing is like if he's that old, this is kind of like just another random passing thought I had that I don't think will be legit, but like if Vanny is like Gregory's mom, I have a feeling that and the reason I've had this passing thought is because of the undoubtable proof that so many people have realized Gregory looks a lot like Evan.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know why we've never like, I don't know, maybe we did last discussion and I just don't remember it, but this is kind of like a point we've been avoiding for some reason talking about, but they just look so similar. People have already made like 5-minute photoshops of like a color corrected Gregory and like Evan's
pop one up on screen right here. Like that shit it's way too similar.
Like
yeah.
And the thing is like the reason this is so odd is like if it was like a company like, I don't know, if it was like a game company like Nintendo or Bethesda, I would say like, oh, whatever. But like the thing is, this is Scott Cawthon we're talking about. This is a man who obsesses over little detail, and he made 2 people that look so similar.
That's 100% on purpose.
So like with Gregory looking so much like Evan, I'm willing to bet that, given that Evan is like pushing 70 about now, that if Vanny is like Gregory's mom, I'm willing to bet that Evan is like Gregory's grandfather or something.
It could be like a Chucky situation. He wants to put his soul in the Gregory so he can be young again. I don't fucking know. That's a god awful theory.
There's also, well, that was also mostly a joke.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a bad theory and just making a joke.
That's 100% a joke.
But another thing I did see, it's just like a really cool fan art. I'll probably Julie will probably flash it on the screen, like, and also have like a little subtitle giving credit to who drew it, because like, well, that's just common courtesy. You got to do that. But like, it's like this picture. Like I've even kind of like mimicked the design of Evan in this picture a little bit, but it's like this like ghostly red-eyed Evan, like
Mhm.
standing next to like a crouched Gregory.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, like just all over the FNAF community, seem to agree that Evan is just like evil as fuck.
Yeah. Most doubtably an arsonist.
Oh yeah, because like here's the thing, Jacko, like if Grim Foxy like is anything to go about, the kids definitely got it. Evan has to have an obsession with fire or something.
Since you mentioned Grim Foxy, I'm just putting my opinion out there. I think Grim Foxy is such a fucking cool character. And then that's my whole thought.
Fair.
I just wanted to say that. Corn Maze was literally the coolest section in the Halloween DLC, in my opinion. It was just so cool.
Plus, it had the secret that revealed Vanny.
It had a very, 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 like, needed secret, so... Yeah.
Funny how Vanny's mask was hidden behind an animatronic that just screams Evan, isn't it? Yeah, but generally speaking, I think we covered everything really.
I think so, too.
So, just to recap, the tentacles on the website, we think it's like Nightmarian because like there was also a teaser involving Evan's box. We think Evan and Nightmarian are playing a big role in Security Breach.
Mm-hmm.
As for Moonrise, we think he might have like a dedicated like he's the kind of character that like kind of like the puppet, he like needs like special attention to take care of because he counters things that like make you safe from others, and what you have to do to counter him makes you vulnerable to the others.
Yeah.
Like he's
definitely a very cool animatronic.
Yeah. Actually, there is another thing we can talk about.
What is it?
We kind of glossed over it. This is like more or less the creepy factor of what's going on with Security Breach, because like here's the thing, on the surface in all the trailers it's like, oh, it's another FNAF game, they're in like this big mall and it's animatronics again, but like if you take time to look at the teasers, there's some like Lovecraftian level creepy shit going on in this game.
Yeah, definitely so.
There's like an entire underground section to the Pizzaplex that just has no reason to be there.
Fucking absolutely not, no.
There's there was that like weird human-like thing in like that we talked about that was like the glitch frame of the first cartoon, the human robot looking thing.
Yeah.
And then there's also just like, I don't know. There's also like the fact that, you know, animatronics are being like taken apart and salvaged, like it's all, but like the way they're being taken apart almost looks like they're being legit murdered.
Yeah, it's aggressive.
Yeah, it's like there's like Lovecraftian level creepy shit going on in this game.
It's fucking dark.
Like,
which is honestly what FNAF needs, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, it's just some like murder. Like, I think it's the same level of dark. I just think it's
yeah, that's true.
I think it's just a matter of like, this is like. Here's the thing, FNAF has always been about like telling about things that are gruesome, but like we don't see them happen. Meanwhile, we're kind of dealing with just like, oh, these are things that have kids' souls in them, and they're like coming alive, and they're screaming in our face. I think Security Breach is like delving into the type of horror that FNAF hasn't yet, and that's like genuine.
Yeah.
That's like genuinely mysterious, really creepy shit.
Yeah, it's not just the casual jump scare. Like we're getting more into this.
Like we're talking weird like science experiment looking things.
Yeah,
like
just really unnatural.
And like, yeah, so Yeah, so yeah, Evan and Nightmaria might be playing a big role in this game. There's some like really weird, creepy stuff going on. We talked about like the potential mechanics of the Moondrop animatronic. We talked about possible theories for the relevance of characters in the game.
Yeah.
Like, and here's the thing, like, if that family line is true, where it's like if you go down the family tree, it's William, then Evan, then Vanny, then Gregory.
Hmm.
If you go down the family tree like that, one, it would explain why Evan and Gregory look so similar, but it would also explain why Vanny is so devoted to William because, well, that's her grandfather then.
Yeah.
Instead of just making her this like, well, here's another thing that a lot of people seem to forget.
Hmm.
Vanny was originally cast as a reluctant follower, meaning she's probably actually not fully into doing this.
Yeah. True.
A lot of people kind of forget that and portray her as like a genuine like psycho who loves killing. And it's like maybe she believes that to be true about her and she's like placeboing herself.
Yeah.
But
True.
deep down, I don't think she wants this, and I think by the end of the game, she's gonna have her little redemption arc and
Yeah.
maybe die. But a lot
Yeah.
of ever since December of 2020, I've been saying like I genuinely think Evan's coming back, and it's just slowly becoming more and more apparent that that's probably gonna be the case.
We're getting more and more shit to back that up. So,
Like,
you know.
because like there was his box and then the tentacles, which is linked to a thing from his box.
Hmm.
Um, and then it's like, and a lot of people like in the fandom, like before they had to take Evan seriously and were just like making memes about him. A lot of people generally portray him as like really fucking evil and almost as sadistic as William is, in all honesty.
Yeah. True.
And if he genuinely has like arson tendencies like we're led to believe, then that might actually kind of be true. But here's the
Yeah.
thing. Unlike William, who is like pure evil, I think Evan might be more of like a necessary evil. He's like a guy
Yeah. Yeah.
he's
That's
like a
true.
guy who goes the distance. Like he does like messed up, cruel things, but all in all he's actually like focusing on trying to like take care of people, like, you know, like I don't know, like take care of take care of Charlie perhaps,
Yeah.
or like, you know, take out William.
Yeah.
That's another thing I think. I think Evan and Charlie have like more of an established like behind the scenes relationship than most people like would think. Cause here's the thing. Charlie kind of that's the thing about Charlie is like she was like, you know, like other than Susie, I guess, because like Charlie isn't technically considered one of the missing children. She's kind of considered a separate incident. Charlie is like the first of the six to die, I'm pretty sure. And the thing is like she kind of just came back for like no reason.
Yeah.
She came back for like no reason and has the power to give life for no reason.
That's true.
So like I think Evan might have something to do with that, and I think they might have like a bit of a thing there. Because if you remember,
Yeah.
because if you stop and think about it, Evan's shirt also kind of has like a puppet-like pattern,
That is true actually.
and like not only that, not only do I think that, but also if it's true that Knight Marion is his person of choice for to be like his minion in Security Breach, if all of our crazy ramblings end up being true, then
Yeah.
that just means like he views the puppet and Charlie with high significance.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people like a lot of people call like a lot of people say like, oh, Henry was like you introduce your kids to your close friends, so like that by honorary means they call him uncle, you know, something like
Yeah.
that. A lot of people
Yeah.
think like that's the kind of thing going on with like Henry and the Afton, like the Emilys and the Aftons, like Henry was like the uncle of the Afton, like the 3 kids.
Yeah.
Another theory is that Mrs. Afton, who is William's wife, who we have yet to literally have any trace of in the franchise, a lot of people also think that she might be like Henry's sister, thus giving like a more blood relation. I mean, and I'm like, that's fair. I mean, I guess you can. Scott's never gonna confirm what it is, so you know you can think what you want.
Yeah.
Though I think it generally is. I personally think it generally is just like William and Henry were just like 2 dudes who knew each other, and then William went and stabbed everyone in the back.
Yeah.
And like, even if they're not like literal cousins, I think somehow Evan holds Charlie to some kind of high regard.
That's true, yeah.
But I think, like, with that being said, like Evan and Nightmare's possible return, Moondrop mechanics, the weird, creepy stuff going on, and like, you know, just some possible like family relations and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, nothing we said, by the way, is like everything we've said. We also at least 1% doubt could happen.
Yeah. With FNAF, nothing can 100% be ruled out, but nothing could
Can be
100% be
confirmed.
positive. Yeah.
It's like the existence of ghosts. You can't rule it out, but you can't like scientifically confirm it either. But with that being said, I guess this is the end of the discussion.
Yeah.
And
We've
it was
been talking for, I assume, a while.
probably an hour.
Yeah, probably. I'm sorry, Julie.
But so with that being said, I guess that's the end of the discussion. We talked about everything we set out to talk about, kind of overextended a little bit again. But
Yeah.
you know, it's just like, you know, we covered all the bases we could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's also a skit coming after this that we also have to record. So yay.
Yeah. That's true.
With
That'll be up on my channel, which you'll get a teaser for something that's going on Cringe O'Clock. So.
Anyway, so with that being said, that's the end of the discussion, and that's the end of this Cringe O'Clock video.
Yep.
So long, everyone.
Bye.